Just trying to sort this camera out. That's about right, isn't it? Got you propped up. Oh, that's quite low, isn't it? Oh, that'll be all right. Right, Brain Dump Friday. I thought I'd come on because I've actually had some sales to go out, but mostly clearance, to be honest. Yeah, and also because I wanted to chat. So I feel like it's been a relatively hard week, and this is when I was talking. This is going to be a total brain dump, by the way. So, as per usual, really. So background noise, white noise, but I just need to offload. So here we go. Yeah, sweet. I was talking the other week. Morning, Chris. Morning, Rosie. How have your weeks been in terms of enjoyment and sales? Oh, good morning, Becca. How are you? How's your mosaics going? You're doing really well with that. That's worked out really well. Good morning, Georgie. Everyone's about. Good morning, Sarah. I can't believe I'm actually catching you live. I can't believe it. Are you okay? Are you up? Have you got some fabulous dungarees on? Good morning, Catherine. Look, the crew are in. This is a good bunch. Yeah, how is everybody? How have your weeks been? How have your sales been this week as well? Tell me anything. Tell me everything, because I'm about to tell you anything and everything. Yeah, it's so as we know, I get bored really freaking easily. I get really bored, and good morning, Jane. My God. And I'd say I get dangerously bored, because when I get bored, I like to do something extreme, like shave my hair off, move house, get divorced, go and spend a load of money. I get dangerously bored. So my plan of when I was talking about on my hard is I think it's going to have to be the sourcing. Trying to do quality over quantity is a challenge for me, because I also am quite task oriented. I like ticking things off, so I find it really hard. So we went. Oh, we've got held for review, haven't we? Oh, can I? Oh, I don't even know what that is. Oh, no, oh, thank you. For, hopefully we won't have too much Billy Bollocks this morning, but you never know. Yeah. So we went sourcing yesterday, me and Maud, and we went to Henley, which, obviously is a pricey area, but, I often get a handful of bits there, often find a Wentworth, which is great for us, like personally, and then I can just sell it on afterwards. All I bought was one item. Maud didn't find anything because now she's discovered the joy of boot sales. Now we've got a later start one on a Sunday. She comes to the boot and she's loving it. So we had a good time just mooching around, bumped into some old work colleagues. So I was chatting to them for ages. And all I bought was a toast dress. £25 I spent on this, but I'm pretty sure I can double my money, and that's kind of where I am with silver, is doubling my money, so I'm fine with that. Yeah, and it's a good toast dress, a bit small, but should double my money. But that's it, one item. And I've been talking about, oh yeah, my ad's going to be it's going to be sourcing, because I need to find those items. Hard, yes. I can't. I kind of come back, even though that's a good item, and I've paid up, obviously, spend it's just an afternoon doing that. I don't know, it just doesn't feel very satisfying. So I don't know how I'm going to kind of trick myself into feeling satisfied with doing that. Because obviously I think I bought 2 or 3 things off of vintage yesterday as well. I mean, in the winter, I think I'm going to be sourcing a lot on vintage, which, you know, gets a bit boring. So I need to go out to source just to stop myself going mental. Does anybody else feel like that? Because obviously it's great at the boot, but charity shop's getting harder and harder to source in. So does anybody else struggle with the boredom? I mean, some people would say it's quite a luxurious thing to have to get bored, but honestly, it's dangerous when I get bored. Chris, yes, I said that to Maud yesterday. You'll be back at Henley next Friday, as we were walking along. Where, do you remember that Rewind when I bought a load of silver rings on the way to Rewind? We were in there yesterday, and that's the route that we take from the bus to get the river taxi. We're off to Rewind Festival next week, if anybody doesn't know what I'm blathering on about. And I said to Maud, we'll be here next week. And she was like, what? She's just away in her own world a lot of the time. And she was like, what's that then? Rewind, Maud? You know, going to a festival next weekend. Catherine, I thought that, yes. So, yeah, I found that really hard. And I need, if anybody's got any tips for me to stop me doing something dangerous when I get bored like that, or how to handle the sourcing, trying to find quality stuff. Do you go for the quality over quantity, and how do you handle that? I mean, I know it is a particular thing to me. Yeah, I've got some bits going out, which I'll show you in a minute. What should I talk about? So what else did we get up to in the week? Connie separately, Connie's gone to Boomtown Festival to volunteer, having the freaking time of her life, because she has fresh meat everywhere, people that she can talk to, tons of people to talk to. So she is in her element. So, because I said, so she's done her first shift, and I said, what did you do? And she said, well, in the day we were just helping people, directing them to campsites and getting them off somewhere where they shouldn't be camping. And then in the evening, she got to direct drunk people to their tents and help carry stuff. And she just got to talk to oodles of people, and she loved it. And then I got a text from her. So Funky Neil is there as well. And so I knew he was going. And I'm sure I said to Connie ages ago, Funky Neil's going. He said, don't steal his drugs. And I got a text from Neil saying, I think I've just given your daughter like the fright of her life. And then I got one from Maud saying, no, Connie. And I think she literally thought some randomer had, when he heard her name, had just thought, oh, I know Shelley's got a daughter called Connie, and like that it was a totally random thing. She said, you won't believe what a small world it is. I've bumped into somebody who watches you on YouTube. I said, yeah, it's Funky Neil. Like, she just thought it was totally random. So that was, anyway, yeah, she's having a brilliant time. So we packed her off. What else went up to? Henley yesterday. My Aunt Margaret took me to the garden centre. If anybody wants to see, after I did that tiny video of my yard when it was looking extremely sorry for itself with a lot of weeds, I could do you an update sometime if there's any interest. There may be no interest. But I've been after more climbers and got my climbers. Got a climbing rose, got a climbing... What are the scented ones? Honeysuckle and a climbing clematis. The clematis and the honeysuckle are half dead because I got them in the sale, but hopefully I can revive them. And the roses. To be honest, Sarah, your rose is one of the roses. I see it every year on your Instagram, and I told you this would be a mind up. And I was thinking, I need a rose like that. I know yours is pink, this one's red. I need a rose like that, like a climate. I need that in my life. I need to go and see that every, well, I think there's a summer flower on one. And so since then, I'm like, I need a climbing rose. Oh, it's terrible, isn't it? It's like a keeping up the Joneses thing. I need a rose. Sarah's got a rose. I need a rose. And I've got one. So could do an update on that. Oh, and right, this is a total mind dump. Yeah, sorry about this. Listen to this. There was a clematis there, a yellow one, called, they've all got names. Like, some of them are fairly all right, like Beatrice. This one was called Golden Shower. I said to my aunt, This is called golden shower. What? Like, found that really odd. Yeah, and then, so we've got clay, sorry, this is a gardening top, we've got clay soil and it's like rock out there at the moment because it's been so dry. So I invited Tom down to come and dig some holes for me with a trowel. And it was like, I said to him, it's like, I imagine this is what it's like trying to dig your way out of jail, because it was just like crumbs at a time. And now I've worked out, well, I was Googling it, if you actually soak the soil, it's a lot easier to dig. So I did that hole really easily yesterday. Anyway, they're all out. Yeah, so that's been my week. Let's have a Netflix update. Oh God, I've been watching, so obviously true crime. I've been watching Mindhunters on Netflix, and oh God, it was all over one of my dreams the other night. And I thought, so I had an episode last night. We've got some stuff, we've got a series that we watch together, me and Maud. We watch Worst Roommate. It's in the US, but I mean, that's harrowing because like we're watching it. I mean, people end up murdered by their roommate, obviously. And so the other night I was like, we're watching, I said, I'm just going to go and double lock downstairs. So we've got the front of the building door. So I went and double locked that. And then, like, we've seen the tour, you come in and it's like a communal area. There's a door to one of the flat, and then it's straight up our stairs, but then we can double lock our lounge. So I double lock that as well. But the thing is, the flat downstairs has been empty and it's now under offer. And now I'm like, oh God, what if a murderer moves in downstairs? So now that's on my mind. Oh God. So anyway, yeah, we sort of take it, we've got that together and then we take it in turns. She has Simpsons and I finished Ozark, whoever recommended that, thank you. So I'm watching Mindhunters now. I don't know if that was recommended. And it's about the guys that started looking at the psychology of, that kind of discovered serial murders, or named it, back in, I think it started in the 1950s. Is that too early? Anyway, a while back. And so they're interviewing, oh my God, murderers and stuff they've done, and it's graphic. And so my dreams were all about that the other night. So I thought I can't watch that just before I go to bed again, because that's just what's going to happen. So I just had to watch some mindless tube before bed for half an hour just to switch that off. Chris, Ozark was brilliant. I was like, I watched it all. It was entertaining enough for me, but I mean, it wasn't any Breaking Bad. That's my fave. Don't know who that is. Yes, that's where I am with Netflix. Yeah, any other recommendations, please pop them my way. Oh, I just watched, right, so this is another recommendation. If you haven't tried Vinted yet, and you know I love Vinted, and you're sort of, because it is really simple, but I watched a video this morning by somebody called Fran Lee. He's only got 20 odd subs, and but he's done a video and he made me laugh, so I thought I'd recommend him. Called Ultimate Guide to Vinted 2024, and he literally breaks it down really simply. If you want to see how simple it is, good video. Right, that's that recommended. Okay, I'm going to show you some bits that are going out. Oh yeah, hang on. Oh, there we go. So I saw you on Monday. I'll tell you what the turnover has been on eBay, and it's not been that pretty, I can tell you. Oh, if anybody's got a private account, 70% off weekend. I presume it's across the board. So Monday, oh yeah, when I spoke to you, I'd already had £105.50, and that's all I got Monday. And it's been a bit sorry for itself. We had 38.50 Tuesday, 25 Wednesday, coming back up with 92.50 yesterday and F all so far today. Have you had any, Catherine, have you had any parcel label problems on Vinted? Parcel label problem? No, I know you had that. So there's been a couple of things, hasn't there? Some people have had on Vinted, they've had that Vinted decided to make everything, all postage options available to buyers, which is totally ridiculous. And I think there was so much backlash from sellers about it, because not everybody's got access to, I mean, so I'm on my bike and some of what they would be sending me to might not be available to me, just not practical. And also, like, you're forced to do things like Yodel, which is absolute bollocks. I might tell you something about cock and ball in a minute, remind me. My brother told me. But so they've said I was pretty pleased with this, actually. Somebody put on Insta that they've listened to the feedback, everybody going crazy, and they've taken that off so that you can still choose what postage options you give. And I was impressed by, well, that's a pretty speedy going back to it. They've actually listened, which, do you know how long it takes for eBay to freaking respond to anything? So there was that. But then I know that, Sarah, what have you retracted something? What have you been swearing? But then Catherine, you were having problems with, or was it just a heads up that they were going to change what you could choose in terms of kilograms? So I don't know what's happening with that. Catherine, I bought something and only option was InPost, which was the one option seller didn't do. The seller did. That sounds like a big error. And I've often had a problem where people have contacted me and said, I can't buy this. And I've said, at the time, I only did every. I said, have you got every switched on? And they'd often say, yeah. And I'm like, I don't know what it is then, because I've had this and I've relisted stuff, trying to work out what the problem is, because all I can do is say mark as reserved and they can't buy. And I've contacted Vinted and they said, switch all of your postage options on. So I even tried that to see if they could then buy it, and relisted it, and they couldn't. And in the end, with some of them, people just end up not being able to buy, and other people have had to buy it. So there's some problems with postage there generally. That sounds like a glitch, like when my person can't buy. That's really annoying. Yeah, we've got a load of InPost lockers in my local area down there now, and loads of them as well, thank God, because I go down with, I've seen people driving all over the place for InPost lockers, so I go down with like 12 envelopes, and I can use it for cheap pickups. So I've got about 4 items to pick up, vintage, today, so that's brilliant. Sorry, that didn't help you at all, Catherine. I guess the short answer was, I don't know. You can hit me when you see me. So I'm behind times. I'm just getting to the bit about the roses. Please keep us updated on your garden adventures. Yeah, okay. I will do a short update on the garden. Shall I tell you about cock and ball? Yeah, and then I'll show you what's going out. Oh no, sorry, did I finish? Oh yes, it's been a bit of a crap sales week, but now it's the weekend, and well, we'll see. I'll let you know on Monday. Yeah, my brother was telling me the other day, he popped round as well. And cock and ball story. This is a real mind dump, but we're all friends here. He was telling me he went somewhere. It would help if I could remember where he'd gone as well, but he stayed somewhere that's really old. I think it was, I can't remember it, but it reminds me of something to do with Shakespeare. But anyway, he stayed somewhere really old. He's into history. And he said there's two really old inns there, really, really old inns. One, he said, where the road has been built up, you have to take steps down to it. And the road since has been built up, and it's still really down. And he said, and there's two inns in this road, it's a really old road. One's called the Cock Inn and one's called the Bull Inn. And he said it was when people used to like take a wagon, is that right? Wagon? Coach from London to, I think he was saying to Bristol, they would come along the A5, I think he said, and it was a good stopping point. So if they needed to stop overnight or get food, whatever, they would often stop at either the Cock Inn or the Bull Inn. And apparently, I love this. This is where the phrase, sounds like cock and bull to me, comes from, because people coming from London would bring information from London and it would get passed by word of mouth in the Cock Inn or the Bull Inn. And I guess a lot of it was like, don't know if I can believe that, or, Chinese whispers, things get embellished and all that stuff. And that is where that sounds like a cock and bull story to me comes from, because all of the news that was being passed word of mouth in the Cock and the Bull Inn. I love that, so I thought I'd share that with you. Right. Oh gosh. If anybody new is watching this, I mean, you lot, my buddies, know what I'm like, but well, this is me. Right, so I've got some bits going out that sold yesterday, today. I've got a couple of bits already wrapped because I forgot. I didn't realise I was going to come on this morning. Lots of clearance. I think there's only one juicy sale, but oh God, I mean, I've been doing my punishment this week. I got so freaking bored listing silver bands yesterday, silver band rings, just like bands, that I've done a job lot on 30 bands on eBay for 200 quid. See if I can get rid of a load together. I mean, getting these sales, these clearance sales, I know I could get a lot more if I could. Well, it was killing me. I'll review it if I should be splitting them up and selling them individually, really. But anyway, right, so clearance sale number one, £4.75, was this little chalice charm, which is absolutely gorge. But, I've just got to get rid of shit. So that's that. We've got loads of these like clearance bands. So this went on yesterday. So these are all silver, 95 stamped, square links ring, a tenner. So I'm happy with that, because either I would have paid less than that for that, so it's a small profit, or max a tenner, which means I've got my money back, and I'm happy with that to reinvest it. This one. So we've got a small box link chain and a Glasgow rose. That one went on the bay. Now, what's that? Yeah, full fees, sold for £15 plus £3.50 shipping. The full fees of £2.73, £2.70 label. I end up with £13.07. So there will be a little profit on that, but it's not going forward my life, hopefully. We hope to get out of that. Then, so this is just a box chain, and it was the same. Full fees went for 15 plus ship, so £13.07 back on that. It's a nice chain. I don't know what the grammage is on that. So £13 back. So yeah, I potentially paid a £5 for that, like £8 profit. It would be good to be getting £10 plus profits. What I like to do at the moment is just double my money, to be honest, with silver. Right, next one. Yeah, a Celtic knot band, tenner. If anybody wants a silver, a Celtic knot or any kind of band for a tenner, let me know, because they're going quick. also my vintage, my vintage is shelf Staruni if you want a gander. Another one. All right, so this is like a little flower imprint, another tenner. See that? Oh, trust me, it's like a flower imprint. Yeah, so I mean, all these tenors, it's just like money in the pot, money in the pot. Spend it more wisely next time. Oh, another one, wishbone, tenner. Nice wishbone, that reminds me of the 80s. Actually, this was unstamped, just tests as silver, so that's not bad really to get. I've had some good, like, getting tenors back on unstamped rings, so I've been pleased about that. Halo, I think this was an eBay full fees. I ended up after fees and label with £13.50 on that. Quite blingy. I'm not buying clear stones anymore. So I potentially paid a tenner for that, so a few quid, it's not worth it. And last one, I think it won't be too, yeah, there we go, half an hour it'll be. So chuffed to bits with this actually. So amethyst, bit of a brutalist shoulders going on there, and it's from the 1970s. You can probably guess it's full UK hallmarks, my favourite, and got it vinted, arrived last week, so sold in less than a week, and it's full fees. So I paid vinted, what did I pay? Paid £11 for that. Oh God, I'm doing that again. I paid £11 for this, and basically I bought a few bits from this seller, and actually the seller was really accommodating because, what did I buy? A couple of rings and something else. I can't remember what something else was. Oh, maybe it was 3 lots of rings. But one was just Monet, and they said it was silver. I said, this, just to let you know, this is not silver. And they actually went to the trouble of refunding me for that ring. And because I'd already, I don't know why I did that. I just accepted it. If I hadn't accepted it, I think they can do a partial refund now. But because I'd already accepted it as I've got it, don't know why I did that without checking properly. They actually went to the trouble and said, I'll online it to you. And I was like, okay. And Vinted actually let me give my details, and he sent me the refunds. So I was chuffed with that. So anyway, I've got a couple of rings left to sell. So that's by the by. So yeah, I paid £11 last week. And the thing for me, trade secret this, and I know a lot of people are watching. So this was on there, and it says, sterling silver ring, and often they don't show you the hallmarks inside or the stamp. So sometimes you just need to know, is it actually 95? Like, I know they're not all going to be silver, even if it says 95, but you can tell a bit by the look of it. But also with this, I thought this is potentially, I said, can I see the stamps inside? So they sent me the photo, and then I could see it was full hallmarks. I'm like, I'm in. Full hallmarks, which if you don't ask, then the price may put people off buying it, like other resellers. So found that out. It's 1970s, assayed in Sheffield. I was able to test from a little gem tester that it was amethyst, and it sold for £35 plus shipping. Full fees of £5.39, but not promoted. I do not have promotion on promoted listings on any of my listings. I'm wearing that like a proud badge at the moment, because £5.39 is enough of a fee to eBay. Like, they're just greedy buggers asking for more than that. The label cost me £2.70, and then before cost of goods, I ended up with £30.41. So I've got about a £19 profit. So yeah, chuffed with that. And it's reassuring, because it's reassuring for me that I know some of my best sales recently have been stuff that I've sourced off Vinted, and even though they don't want you doing that, but I need to keep telling myself that is a viable sourcing option. Because when I was out yesterday and finding boggle, I'm like, oh God, what am I going to do in the winter? Well, your confidence, as I was talking about on Monday, just goes like so, well, for me, obviously what I'm like, I'm like, I have one son, I'm like, woohoo, everything's great. Yes, I can do this. I'm being successful. I can, yeah. And then I have one bad day and I'm like, I can't do this. What am I going to do? I'm going to have to get a job. It's terrible. So yesterday was a bit, oh God, I don't know what I'm going to do. This is really hard going out and then finding one thing. But then I have to remember, I think I got 2 or 3 bits off of Vintage yesterday, and they could be like this. And jobs are good in then. So I keep telling myself that, but it's a job, isn't it? It's a job. So that's it. Yeah, let me know if you're watching back. Let me know how your week's been, personally or with your sales, because I'm a nosy bugger, so I'm interested. Yeah, sorry, I'm not nosy, I'm interested. Let me know what you're watching on Netflix at the moment. Oh, one last thing. Did I tell you I read Diary of a CEO when I was away? If anybody wants to read that, I can send it to you. Well, that's my sort of thing, really, to be honest. It's a little bit about psychology and how people tick, which I like. And it actually having read a book, I read the Small Talk book about that couple, the ADHD lady, and anyway, I read their book, but that was more like reading a manual. Apart from that, I haven't read a book in years, so even though I'm a member of book club, is anybody, I like things like that. I think I like true things, and I like decent biographies, autobiographies, but they've got to be, not just some comedian who's trying to make some money. It needs to be, true crime autobiographies are pretty good, actually. If anybody's got any recommendations of that sort of stuff, also please put below, because I need to stop myself getting dangerously bored. Okay, thank you for joining me. Give me a thumbs up if you fancy. It's lovely to see lots of people, lots of buddies in. And I should be on Monday with hopefully some more interesting sales. So wishing you lots of luck at the weekend as well. Oh, Rosie, I've been watching the Olympics. Oh God, I don't. See, that's something I don't miss about living with Tom. Like, we used to have, he liked the winter sports, so we used to have Eurosport for and BT Sports, because one did something and something did the winter sports. And when some major sport thing was on, which seems to be most of the year, to be honest, he could literally, well, I won't tell you everything, but he watched a lot of sport, and I don't know, there's something about having it on in the background constantly that did my head in. So we don't watch any sport in this house, and I bloody love it. But thank you anyway. See you next week, Catherine and Chris. Bye-bye, don't die.